there are some things that are obvious that you need when you start mountain biking, like a bike, a helmet, and somewhere to ride. But I think there are some that are less obvious and that I didn't realise until I was quite an experienced mountain biker. They're really handy things to have. Let's start with the undershort. So this is basically a lycra pair of shorts that you'll see most roadies wearing without anything on top. And obviously cross-country riders do that as well. But for a little while, I didn't use padded shorts. I would just run my boxer shorts. And for the most part, it's all right. But if you're doing long rides, you wouldn't believe how much better these feel. You know, you're so much more comfortable. And to be honest now, I just use bib shorts all the time. So bibs, obviously you've got that extra bib to go over your shoulders. Keeps everything nice and secure, super comfortable. Actually, some of these now, mountain bike specific ones, will have nice little stash pockets for putting in like gels or a bit of food or whatever. Super handy, and I literally do not ride without these things anymore. Allen keys, and probably more of them than you expect. So I've actually got a selection, and you'll find, you know, just a set of simple single Allen keys is really good. A multi-tool of Allen keys is really good. But actually, there's some that are just better at doing certain jobs. So you might end up with a variety of Allen keys, like this one. It's kind of an L shape. For doing the reach on some brakes, you have to get into a bit of a nook and a cranny, and you need that. I think, is it a 2mm? I can't remember. But one with a 90-degree bend makes that job so much easier. Plus, these ratchet things. A ratchet with different size Allen key bits are brilliant for doing things like, you know, your bottle cage, those bolts. You got such long threads on those. If you're using a multi-tool, it's a hateful job trying to swing the multi-tool around and fold it over and go again. If you've got a ratchet, you just spin it in, ratchet it up. Oh my God, it makes your life so much better. Such a simple thing. A saddle that fits is going to be so much more comfortable, and it took me a lot of time to realise this. What you need to do is try to match the size of a saddle to your seat bones. So you can measure this yourself, or probably best to go to a bike shop. They often have these tools for measuring that. And actually lots of saddles, even the different brands are different shapes, but often the same brand will have different size saddles. So the seats we use, Ergon, have a small, medium and a medium large. I think basically 2 different widths of saddle. And getting one of those to fit you makes the world of difference. Not always is the bigger, more padded seat more comfortable. And I know that from experience, a kind of average size. If you ever go to the gym and sit on the bikes there, those massive saddles, for me, they're so uncomfortable. So again, finding the right shape. It might just be trying different saddles out. Like I say, some brands suit some people and they swear by them, and they don't suit other people. So try and find your favorite saddle, and you'll probably find you try and stick with that one for life. Time. I didn't realise that mountain biking could take up so much of my time. When I was young and free, I would spend all my day riding a bike and not really look at the clock, obviously. Now I'm a bit older with a few more responsibilities, shall I say. You don't realise how much time, well you do, you start to realise how much time it takes for maybe driving to the trail, and then I want at least an hour and a half of riding, and then getting home, and then cleaning your bike, and then maintaining it, and then looking on Instagram and looking at tutorials on GMBN Tech. It can easily take up all of your time. I guess that's half the fun, but I didn't realise when I started out how much time it would just suck up of my life. Another bike. I'm very lucky doing my job here on GMBN. We get to ride loads of different bikes, so I've kind of got different bikes for different jobs. But I guess, you know, there's lots of people that have their one bike and love it, and that's brilliant. I absolutely love riding one bike loads. But I guess the more you ride and the more different types of riding you do, you kind of realise that it's always going to be a bit of a compromise, and either you live with that, which is great, or you realise that actually if you've got another bike, that would suit maybe long, epic cross-country rides better than your 160mm travel bike. So it's always a bit of a nagging doubt in the back of your mind. Should I just get another bike? Can I afford it? I actually didn't realise how much my lifestyle would change when I started mountain biking, and actually where I live would be determined by how much I love riding a bike. Because now, you know, I love riding bikes, I've got a garage because I want somewhere nice to work on my bike, so that's essential. If I ever look for a house, it's got to have a garage. It's also got to have somewhere that I can clean my bike, so an outside hose or somewhere I can get a jet wash set up. And it just sort of takes over your life. You need somewhere good to store your bike. If you're living in a top floor flat, it can be a real pain. And if you want to ride all the time, you might decide actually you need to move because you love bike riding more than you love where you live. I probably didn't realise how deep pockets you needed to get properly into mountain biking. I guess like most people, I started off a long time ago now, but on a cheap bike, on a hardtail, rode it and loved it, but soon decided I needed a better bike. And obviously, even then, they're super expensive. You can get caught in the trap of always looking, videos, reading magazines and wanting the newest and best things. And that is a really expensive trap to get caught into. And thinking about the N+1, always having one more bike. You can spend so much money on bike riding. But with experience, you realise what you don't need. You probably don't have to have all that nicest kit. And you often realise that it's not about the bike, it's about the rider. All right, there's some of my thoughts on stuff that I guess I didn't realise I needed, but absolutely love having. Leave your comments down below if there's stuff that you've got or that you've bought now that you absolutely love and you couldn't live without.